Man, being a creative is easy. All you have to do is be yourself. Throughout my journey of creating content, I realized, unfortunately, and a little bit of fortunately, I lost parts of myself progressively over time. As said, some for the greater and some for the worse. But the most important thing I lost throughout all of this is myself. And to give more of a broader explanation, it was as if the more I gained traction and eyes towards what I was doing, the more I derailed further from myself. And trust me, I'm not saying none of this to say that I wish I never gained success, but to say in the process of winning, I got ahead of myself and lost the main purpose. Started prioritizing the wrong things, views, likes, and the most important thing I feel like that took a toll on me overall was the perspective of others. Trying to gain other people's respect, trying to get people to like what I do, trying to understand why in my mind I'm doing everything right, but gaining little to no traction at all. Although I say I was gaining it, in the midst of losing it, I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why they were going up over there, but I'm stuck at what I'm stuck at. And it was when I realized all of these external things were causing me to lose my core values. Yet overall, I say all this to say, do it for yourself and not them. Whenever we try something new of interest for the first time ever, first time attempting it, first time seeing it, first time, that first initial try is when we're most optimistic of that thing we're attempting to do. It starts off as a simple experiment and then turns into a hobby, then later down the road into a passion. And if we like it enough, later down the road, that thing that we were just trying for fun turns into a passion. And don't look at it as a bad thing, because it's kind of in nature for something to turn into initially a passion or habit once you do it for so long or for so many times. But if anything ever does get to that point, or we do it so much that we end up actually liking it, we have to remember our reasoning and why we even started in the first place. And I feel like that's kind of the biggest thing that messes a lot of things up, because throughout it all, it's a process. Of course, like I said, experiment to hobby to, if we like it enough, do it so many times, into a, I won't push and say passion, but I'll say it turned into a daily routine. It turned into a habit. But like I said, if liked enough, it can turn into a passion, and depending on what it is, etc. Like I said, when we first start, we're at most optimistic. We're not thinking far ahead of, oh, I'm going to be doing this for the next 10 years, next 5 years, next 2 months. This is going to be my dream job, my dream career. It's something new. So of course we would never initially think that far ahead. In the moment, it's just fun, an experiment. I'm trying something new. I may like it. I might not like it at all. But in some cases, we end up new. And as we go, like I said, we forget purpose of why we started. That's up for you to say. I can't speak on your reasoning for why you're doing what you're doing now. Passion, career, you're making art, music, content, whatever it is. Your reasoning may be completely different to mine, but it could be anything. And I'll speak for mine to say my reasoning is really an abundance of things, and it's not just one settlement. But if I could sum it up, I just want to make myself proud, be something greater for myself, for my family, and for the people that care about me, and inspire others, and make a financial living off doing what I love to do. If I could sum it up, that would be what it is as a total. Everything right there from what I just said, that's my reasoning to why. Yours could be the same, yours could be different. Regardless, you have to remember that why throughout the whole journey of everything. And I can say from that, when I started gaining traction from content, etc., it doesn't really matter what from, but to give an example, when I started making the song episodes, my first ever episode video of those did amazing. The more I did them, it's like, all right, bro, I did them. I'm making it into like a little series. I'm doing them. But once I'm hitting like the 5th, 6th, 7th episode, it's like, all right, bro, what's next? Because like I'm doing the same format every time. And I switched it up a little bit. I won't say I was doing the exact same format, but it was the same concept, repetitive. And I'm one of those people, bro, just personally, I never want to hinder or limit myself to anything. Stay content. Because like, why do the bare minimum knowing it's far more? So after a while, it was this constant thought and battle of, okay, we're doing good. What's next? What's next? What's next? And no, I'm not saying don't be consistent. You need consistency within everything you're doing. But I was chasing instead of trying to attract. Chasing numbers and likes. Losing my creativity and reasoning just to reach a certain status. Wishing for external things and replace for internal things. And to sum that up in that bit, it was morally just, I'm chasing numbers. I'm chasing these views, these status. Because once you're like, I feel like this has to happen in your career at some point. Like, especially if you're on social media a lot, you have to blow up once and then just lose it all. Like, you have to, just to get that understanding of this shit ain't forever. It's like, damn, you get that spark. you start to get a little bit too cocky, a little bit, I don't want to say confidence, because confidence, you need confidence, but I say arrogance. You start losing the humbleness within you, and it's like, feel me, nigga? I'm gonna keep doing this shit. This shit ain't gonna never stop. Next video I post gonna hit 100K. And it's good to think like that, but be humble. Stay grounded. You know, you doing good. Okay, you doing good. Keep going. But in my mind, it was just like, if the numbers and outcomes, things that I can't control, if it don't turn out like this, I'm a failure. And that's just what it was. And it was like, what am I gonna do once this shit start working? You feel me? So it was that constant thought, a battle in my head trying to chase that next big thing. And I was losing my values, bro. I was losing myself. I was losing my reasoning. I was losing my creativity as a whole. And it takes me back to say, and I wish I honestly could have said this part in the beginning, but we are all one of one, bro. One of one. As much as people say we're the same, everyone has their own unique features and ideas that stem from themselves. And I don't want to conclude inspiration or say inspiration is bad, because I speak highly of it all the time. I get inspiration, inspired every single day. But just know that you can rely on yourself to break down the barriers and use your creativity. And trust me, bro, I know that every day is not the best day of all time. But whenever you're having these certain days, use how you're feeling in those moments to find more of yourself that you didn't know and build off those. No matter how big you get in life, no matter how many views you get, no matter how much money you make, never forget yourself and the reason why you started. If you manage to do any of these things, it'll be nearly impossible to fail, no matter what field you're in. But I still do and did have my days where I'd be losing my mind trying to obtain all of these external things, and in moment of doing so, it's kind of hard to realize it, because in plain sight we think it's these things that we need and correlating to things that we just want. And morally, later down the road, it would just be me trying to please other people or change other people's perspectives of me. But in reality, it's a never-ending cycle. People's thoughts, people's feelings change about everything. What makes you think people won't change how they feel about you? And that's why I come to say, make whatever you want to make. If you're doing something for so long, bro, eventually people will catch on to it. And if they never do, at least you know at the bottom of your heart, you're doing something, making something, creating something that you genuinely love. That's all that matters. So I have a question for you, and I want you to answer honestly, answer me briefly and honestly. If you're doing everything in your ability, doing what you genuinely love to do, creating what you want to make, not caring about what he say or what she say or what they might think about me, what that group might think about me, what my girlfriend might think about me, what my crush might think about me, what my old friends, current friends might think about me, how could you not enjoy doing whatever you choose to do or create? Be yourself, have fun, and most importantly, remember why you're doing what you're doing anyway, in the first place. I know you got some celebrities or inspirations, ideas in mind. If it can be them, why can't it be you? Have faith in your abilities and go make what you want to make happen, man. It's a process for sure, but it is indeed a worthy one. And now I just want to sit back and say, just create. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't gonna finish this video probably for like a week or so, bro. My camcorder was messing up. I had to order some new hi-8 tapes. If y'all don't know what those are, it's kind of just like the tapes needed so I can even use my camcorder and record. So I had to order some more of those. In mind, I could have lost all courage, because normally I don't want to say I don't make any videos on my main camera, but it just ruined the aesthetic I go for. So I could have said, fuck this, I'm not doing this shit. Not doing it because it's not how I want it to be. But it's like, what is sitting and pouting going to do? I have a vision. I'm gonna use what I got and make this shit happen. I want to say to you, I love you. If nobody cares about you, just know that I do. I'm a very passionate person. I'm learning about myself every day. In the heat of the moment, when things don't go my way, I might get a little angry or a little mad. Get the feeling, it crosses my mind. We're human. But initially, I'm passionate about this shit. And some days will be your best, and some days will be better than others. But we keep going regardless. I love y'all boys, man. And girls too. Shout out to vets. That shit 4L. Y'all keep on it for me. I'm keep on it for y'all. Wavon is out, man. Peace.